Today, I'm going to be cooking Greek meatballs over potatoes. The Greek meatballs are a combination of ground lamb, and some ground beef. It is 2/3 lamb and 1/3 beef. The potatoes are small. I'm using not new potatoes, but small yellow potatoes. I've quartered them. I will be cooking them separately in the oven, at least part cooking them separately in the oven, and then dressing them with a sauce, putting the meatballs on top of those afterwards, and then cooking it like a casserole with the meatballs on top, with the potatoes on the bottom, letting the potatoes absorb the fat that is released from the meatballs, and then having a dipping sauce for everything. So let's begin. In my editing of my cooking episode, I erased or deleted one of my sections, one of my segments. So I am going to use this segment I have up now and just talk through it, have a voiceover on it. So what I did was I had some small potatoes, some small yellow potatoes, pound and a half, and I quartered them. Then I made a sauce to pour over it. The sauce was olive oil, lemon, garlic, lemon zest, and Dijon mustard, salt and pepper. Whisked it together, poured half of the mixture over the potatoes, and saved the other half for when I cook the meatballs. So once the potatoes are in the baking dish, I put them in a preheated oven at 425 for 30 minutes and let them cook. While the potatoes were cooking, I worked on my meatballs. I had a pound of ground beef, 2 pounds of ground lamb. So it is a 2/3 to 1/3 ratio of the meat. Now, I also had 1 red onion that I started off grating because that's what the recipe called for, but that seemed to be way too labor intensive, so I cut it up into probably 1/4-inch slices. Then I put it in a small food processor and I liquefied it that way. It worked out pretty well. Then I had approximately 5 cloves of garlic that is also in a paste. Put that into the mixture. 2 eggs, cup of breadcrumbs, mixed it all together. Had some Italian seasonings, not Italian seasoning, I take that back. I had mint, parsley, and some nutmeg. Mixed all that together with the meat. Just thoroughly mix it so you don't have any streaks of breadcrumbs or streaks of onion paste or garlic paste. You want to make sure everything's incorporated well so it's an even flavor and even coated throughout everything. I used an ice cream scoop, to make my meatballs or size my meatballs. The scoop I had is, I don't know, it's a quarter of a cup, 1/3 of a cup, about that size. Get my meat, put it in the scoop, discharge the meat, roll it in a ball, and put it on a plate. Okay, here we go. Just going to put them on top, place them on top. Yeah, you don't want your potatoes too high. You want them to be just like a single layer. You don't want your meatballs too close either. So my meatballs are about the size of a lacrosse ball. Okay, so not overly big, but there'll be plenty here for us to eat. And it says to coat the meatballs. Give it some more. Oh, I'm going to cover this also. Did I do that? Yeah. I'll do that. All right, let's get them in. Okay, we've taken the meatballs out of the oven. They're finished cooking. Now I'm letting them set for a few minutes, and I've turned the broiler on. We're going to stick them back in the oven under the broiler for a couple minutes just to brown up a little bit. The parchment paper that I left on the meatballs looks like it did its job. It looked like it kept the meatballs moist. And now the only thing left to do is to make two different dipping sauces. I am going to use a shawarma white sauce, which has mayo, Greek yogurt, some tahini, and some garlic, but it's relatively thin. I'm also going to make tzatziki, which is another Greek sauce that has yogurt, a lot of cucumber flavor to it, some onion, and some garlic. All right, we're back. Just took the meatballs out of the broiler. They were in there for 3 minutes just to give them a little bit of color. And now we're going to do a taste test. I made some tzatziki, and we have a potato and one meatball. We've cut into quarters and we'll both taste it. So here we go, Wayne. Give it a taste. Meatballs moist?
Very moist.
Very moist.
Mm-hmm.
Has a definitely lamb flavor.
Definitely. Strong lamb flavor.
Ooh.
Potato's good? I haven't had a potato yet.
Yeah.
What's this?
That's feta.
Oh, I love that.
Really, really good. Okay.
Very good.
So I think we've had a successful taste test. And, all right. But the success, keep trying new things, keep reaching out. Don't be afraid of failure. Make this recipe your own.